Hey, 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 hey. Hey, this is Jordan M. Fishman, head coach and co-founder of Without Bounds Coaching, here as always to heal, uplift, and empower you to be seen, to be heard, and felt by this world. So come along with me, my fellow forever students and soul travelers, because it's time to learn what your parents didn't teach you. Welcome back, my friend. It's so good to have you here. We are continuing with our series, As a Man Thinketh. Today is day 18. Good luck in the Jewish faith, number 18. We call it Chai. You like that? Rolls out of the back of the throat. Chai. Well, Chai, how are you today? I am so grateful and glad to be sharing with you today's meditations because these are deep. These are deeply profound, and they're going to take us to a very challenging place to really start re-examining your life. You know, Sam Harris talks about living the examined life. If you don't know who Sam is, he's a neuroscientist. He's an amazing philosopher of our modern day. He's also an atheist, but he provides so many amazing tools like the Waking Up app. But the point of what I'm trying to say here is that living an examined life means knowing what is true, being ready to let go what isn't true, and as we always say, what doesn't serve you. What doesn't what? Serve you. And that means finding your way to understanding what is truly at the nature of your being, what is the nature of self and thoughts, and where does the divine guidance fit into all of this? Where does your life of blessedness fit into all of this? So if you're ready, let's get started. 18th morning. The gospel of Jesus is a gospel of living and doing. If it were not this, it would not voice the eternal truth. Its temple is purified conduct, the entrance door to which is self-surrender. It invites men to shake off sin and promises, as a result, joy and blessedness and perfect peace. The kingdom of heaven is perfect trust, perfect knowledge, perfect peace. No sin can enter therein. No self-born thought or deed can pass its golden gates. No impure desire can defile its radiant robes. All may enter it who will, but all must pay the price, the unconditional abandonment of self. Okay, so as I've stated numerous times in other days, I am an unconventional Jew. I take what I can from as many different faiths and traditions, and today we're going deep into the gospel of Jesus. Gospel of Jesus. Jesus. And it talks about it's a gospel of living and doing. And that by being such, by telling you that you have to do the things. Remember, those who do the thing have the power. Have the what? The power. But if you don't do the thing, you don't get the power. Meaning, if you don't do those hard things, if you don't pick up the weight of love, pick up the weight of peace, and carry your weight of compassion, then you'll be thrown into this world of laziness, procrastination, and maybe you'll just be chasing all the other things, chasing all the carrots on a stick, whether it's chasing women, chasing cars, chasing money. What happens when you get it? You get high, and then you're gonna need some more. But this gospel, this thing that Jesus has promoted, this thing that is in so many different traditions, is telling you that you must purify your actions, purified conduct, meaning clean up your act, baby. When you wake up in the morning, you better make your bed. Don't reach for that damn phone just to go on your text, emails, and calls unless you're an emergency medical doctor and on call for all that stuff. Make sure that you're doing things that actually conduce to a better life. Make sure that you're not just eating as much as possible. Make sure that you're getting enough rest. Make sure that you're treating yourself with respect, treating others with respect, and showing up to the day with a cheerful spirit. So he's saying the entrance door to this purified conduct is self-surrender itself. That when you're able to do that, when you're able to give up the need to constantly gratify yourself, to be scrolling on your phone all day, to be buying things left and right, to be a shopaholic, a workaholic, an alcoholic, to stop drugging, binging, boozing, to just give up a life of excess and take the simpler, more divine, more self-abandoned route. Meaning surrender that thing inside of you that would hate others, that would judge others, that would sin, that would do the things that would hurt your being, hurt this beautiful vessel. Look, I've gone down those roads of complex mazes. I've done all those things. And when I've drugged, drank, binged, boozed, had sex, all those things, when I've done them to the extreme, I've had to really take a long look at my life and realize this doesn't make me feel good. This doesn't make me happy. This doesn't make me feel like I'm living a life well lived. This doesn't make me feel like I'm closer to my mission. No, it makes me feel like I'm chasing all these things instead of sitting down and writing. It makes me feel like I'm chasing all these things instead of standing in front of you and speaking. It makes me feel like I'm chasing all those things instead of getting on the phone or video chats with my clients and my groups to help you all heal, uplift, and empower. And by healing, uplifting, and empowering myself, I've learned to be seen. I've learned to not be invisible anymore. I've learned to be heard. I've learned how to share, communicate, understand, and be understood. And I've learned how to be felt, make impact every day by this world. And you can too, by self-surrender, by emptying yourself of the story you tell yourself of why you can't achieve things, why you can't become better than you are today, why you can't stop doing all those things because that's just what mom and dad taught you, that's just the way it is. Tired of hearing that, baby, and I know you're tired of telling yourself it too. No matter how old you are, whether you're 20 and listening to this, whether you're 35 and listening to this, or whether you're 48 and listening to this, it doesn't matter. Because there is a part of you that seeks a divine connection, a soulful, spiritual connection. And by giving up your need to satisfy yourself at all times, you are making a pact with the divine to live a better life. Because he's saying here, the kingdom of heaven is perfect in its own way. Whether it's perfect trust, knowledge, or peace, you can have access to it. But no sin, no self-born thought, meaning, I'm just going to go and... What are my self-born thoughts? Meaning, I'm going to interject myself into my family's life where I don't belong, interject myself into strangers' lives, interject myself into clients' lives. No, I have to abandon myself in those regards. I have to abandon my own opinions and my own comments and withhold them. Remember, meekness, having the power to destroy but holding it in, holding it back. You have to hold this power, hold yourself accountable. Because if you give yourself over to the conditional abandonment of self, as opposed to the unconditional abandonment of self, you will find yourself suffering more and more, interjecting yourself where you don't belong, creating drama where you don't need it. And that is not part of the life of the kingdom. That is not the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is in you by creating a space where you let go of your need to see things and color them a certain way by labeling, judging, and dividing and thinking in that catastrophic negative filter. No, it's not always going to be bad. You're not never going to achieve anything. It's you must release all that. Release all that. I promise you, when you do, life gets better. And if you have any questions, you let me know. Just DM me. I'm always one message away. Let's move on. 18th evening. I say this and know it to be truth, that circumstances can only affect you insofar as you allow them to do so. You are swayed by circumstances because you have not a right understanding of the nature, use, and power of thought. You believe, and upon this little word, belief, hang all our joys and sorrows. That outward things have the power to make or mar your life. By so doing, you submit to those outward things. Confess that you are their slave, and they your unconditional master. By so doing, you invest them with a power which they do not of themselves possess, and you succumb in reality not to the circumstances, but to the gloom or gladness, the fear or hope, the strength or weakness which your thought sphere has thrown around them. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is a coach's it's like a mantra. It's the spiritual being's most powerful thing. That, are you going to let outside circumstances control the way that you feel? Are you going to let, your ex who shows up, or that old best friend you used to talk to, are you going to let them showing up in your life, make you, tense? Are you going to allow, what's happening in the stock market, COVID and riots and protests, are you going to let all that affect how you feel? Because if you are letting it affect how you feel, if you are letting it affect your mood, then you are a slave, meaning you are affected, you are under the pressure and power of forces outside of you. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean that there aren't things in this world that are strongly looking to prevent you from getting to that next level. There's a lot of people hoarding wealth in our society, and they're making it harder for the rest of us to get up. They're making it harder for specific groups, poor people, black people. They're making it harder for Native Americans. They're making it harder for Hispanics. They're making it harder for a lot of things. But to all of you, no matter what the color of your skin, no matter where you are on this planet, no matter what circumstances you are under, remember that you have the power inside of yourself to change. Not just the way that you conduct yourself, the way that you think, the way that you feel, and the way that you respond and react. So what this is saying is that you're hanging everything, hanging your joy, hanging your sorrow on your beliefs. And that if you believe that if you need to get something in order to be happy, if you need to be with a person in order to be happy, then you are letting outside circumstances control that peace that you can have within you already by seeing things as they are, instead of color coding them with a story. By putting on those poopy lenses, you can color and distort your world. But by putting on the rosy colored glasses, we can also distort our worlds, but we can also start seeing things as they are. The problem is that when we hand over our power to others, we relinquish ourselves of responsibility to change them. By handing over our power to others, we relinquish our responsibility to change ourselves, to see differently. There are lots of hateful people in this world. There are racists, there are bigots, there are homophobes, transphobes, you name it. But at the end of the day, how much are you going to let yourself be offended? How much are you going to, talk about, on the scale of oppression, we're on the top. Granted, yes, I am a white male, a Jew, a heterosexual man. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that I don't feel suffering. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean that I don't get anxieties, I don't get worries, I don't get grief, I don't get depression or despair. No, I've been through all those things. And yes, my life has definitely been simpler and easier than a lot of people who have been born into poverty. But let me tell you something. What I've heard from many people who have succeeded, many people who have started from the bottom, who have started underneath the bottom, they've all told me the same message. It's, Jordan, I kept my eye on the prize, I kept my eye on what's important to me, I kept my values clear, and I didn't let my poverty keep me from feeling rich. I didn't let other people succeeding keep me from feeling happy. No. Instead of feeling jealousy and envy, instead of feeling hate and cynicism, I allowed myself to feel good in spite of it, and I went for what I wanted with courage and conviction. Yes, your life may be difficult, but if you believe that others are the arbiters of your success, are the ones who hold the gate keeping to your own better and blessed life, then you are giving them a power that does not belong to them. It belongs to you. That power is inside of you, and you deserve to unleash it but by choosing to let others have power over you, by choosing to let the world and its circumstances and the fucked up nature of life, yes, there I said it, the fucked up nature of things and circumstances, by letting that control the way you feel, you are letting it cloud your mind, cloud you from seeing things as they are, from responding in a way that aligns you with grace, and from responding in a way that lets you have access to your greatest capacities and power. So I'll leave it at that. And if you have any questions, because this was a powerful, powerful reading, and I want you to realize that there are better beliefs that you can plug into your life to transform everything. And that's what we're here to do. Always here to heal, uplift, and empower you, my friend. So thank you for joining me on day 18. We'll be back for tomorrow with day 19, and I'll see you there, baby. Be well. Hey you soul traveler. Thank you so much for watching today's video, for sticking around. It means the world to be able to share this amazing personal transformation and coaching content with you. So if you can, please subscribe here on Instagram at Without Bounds Now, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Without Bounds Coaching. Make sure you save this video, share it if you find anything powerful in it, and make sure you comment and let us know what you think, because we're here to help and engage with you. We love you so much. We're here. Stick around. Make sure you stick around, because we're going to be sharing some amazing personal development, coaching, and business development content to come. We're super grateful. And from me and head coach Jimmy, we love you. Thank you so much, and be well.